Jim, I really appreciate it, man. You mean a lot to me and the Keiko team. You all mean a lot to me as well. After listening to that introduction, maybe I should have just had you do my speech today. That sounded actually pretty good, so I appreciate that. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here with you, and I hope everybody is doing well. I worried we'd not get to have this event this year, but I have never been so happy to see so many smiling faces in person. Those of you who are here and those of you who might be watching on television or over the internet, it is a privilege and an honor to be able to present the State of the County address after more than 29 months. You last had to listen to me in May of 2019, and a lot has happened since then. So I'm going to try and make up for it a little bit today. So if you see someone nodding off, Billy Ackerman, don't let them fall out of their chair and hurt themselves, please. When I gave my first State of the County address in 2015, I had joked that every challenge that I could have possibly have faced happened in my first 6 months in office except a plague of locusts. And it turns out that just 5 years later, I got a pandemic, and I'm sorry about that. Our community this year has experienced an incredible loss. With my dear friends of Chris and Gracie Hager. I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge them and their legacy and what they meant to me and this community. Chris and Gracie taught us that leadership, above all things, comes in the form of service. They served their community. They served their church, their friends, and they served strangers. When problems arose, they didn't leave it for someone else. They asked, what can we do to serve? And through their service, they led. You know, being here with you all today, we need more people like Chris and Gracie Hager in our community and in our world. I've learned a lot since I first took office in 2015. And a lot over the past 2 years. One thing is for certain, this tragic event in our community and the loss of friends and outstanding business leaders reminds us of our roles in the community. Who would have ever dreamed this is where we'd be? I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the things that we have all been consumed by, but I do want to take a minute and talk about how proud I am of our county. What a humbling experience this is during one of the most historic times in the history of our nation and the world. I want to offer thanks to the Chamber. The board's commitment left us a tremendous example of how to lead, support our community, and pivot, as so many of you also had to do. And to my magistrates, and other elected officials, including Mayor Blythe and Mayor Fraley, that serve our wonderful county. Each of you comes to us with a history of public service and a passion for our community. Thank you for your commitment to the people that we all serve together. I feel honored to serve alongside each of you. This past year, we also saw a tremendous loss with the passing of our magistrate, Larry Combs. Even if you did not know Larry personally, he was a friend to this community, defending and fighting for us his entire career. My heart also grieves for all of those who lost their life as a result of this devastating COVID-19 virus. I also want this group to please remember Magistrate Paul Reynolds in your prayers as he continues the fight against COVID. As we see the numbers of hospitalizations continuing to be high in our county, it affirms the reality that we are not out of this crisis. We must remain cautious. This virus has taken a toll on our community. It is an enemy that cannot be seen, yet an enemy that takes no prisoners. We have a community filled with hardworking men and women who are on the front lines every day fighting COVID. I would be negligent if I did not recognize all of our dedicated emergency responders and our healthcare workers who have supported this effort, especially at our local hospitals in Baptist Health Richmond and St. Joseph Berea. Thank you, Greg and Sandra, and your teams for your leadership. I realize this is not over, and the challenges we still face seem insurmountable most days. If there is one thing that we've all learned during this pandemic, it is that we have to be flexible. For the past 18 months, our team has done a lot of remarkable work. I'm extremely proud of our entire Madison County staff who were dedicated to ensuring that Madison County taxpayers did not lose access to any of our government services during the pandemic. I especially want to acknowledge our IT team, who are without a doubt the best in the state. In March of 2020, I made a decision on a Friday at 4 p.m. that we needed to go remote. And in only 2 days, they had 100% of our staff up and running. The county did not lose 1 day of operation during the statewide closure in 2020 and 2021. I don't know another county across the Commonwealth that can say that. Our efforts were even highlighted, not locally, not statewide, but internationally, by the Chief Data Officers International Conference, where our Chief Information Officer, Chris Israel, spoke about our work-from-home strategy, how we were able to deploy it so quickly, keep everyone running smoothly, and expand online services like business licensing and permitting. This only happens because we were prepared, innovative, and invested in technology. While leadership in many communities fractured under the pressure of COVID-19, our team only grew stronger. I'm especially proud of how our leaders came together in time of crisis. On March 14th, 2020, I reached out to over 60 stakeholders across Madison County in education, healthcare, law enforcement, business, local governments, first responders, and nonprofits to create the Community COVID Task Force. The goal was to communicate and navigate this pandemic, something at the time we thought would only last maybe a few months. Yesterday, we had our 94th COVID Task Force meeting. To each of those participants, many in this room today, I want to thank you. But something that came from those calls was bigger than simply discussing COVID. It changed how we approach many of our community challenges. Sadly, COVID did not make the drug epidemic go away. In reality, it only magnified some of the issues and made it clear that behavioral health is of great need in our county. You know, folks, as I go to work every day, I see the amazing things in our county, the beauty, the growth. And every day I am reminded that Madison County is no longer the small rural county of my childhood. We are a large urban county with a population of almost 93,000 people. That means 93,000 people to serve. Such growth has many positives, but being a realist, it also has some negatives. You know, I'm always quick to brag on our county and its accomplishments, but I'm also not going to give anyone a false perception of the state of our county. I'm not afraid to tell you the truth, and I think I have proven that. Most of you know the financial hardship the drug epidemic has taken on our county. This year, we allocated an additional $3.6 million to our jail and $1.5 million to the Sheriff's Department to combat this drug epidemic. That is an increase of 104% since I took office in 2015. Today, we are currently responsible for 521 inmates, and our jail is designed for 184. This is a problem that is only continuing to present challenges, but we are preparing to tackle this challenge. And while some may think this is merely a physical court issue, I'd argue you are wrong. Addressing our drug epidemic and our jail overcrowding is a community issue, and we need your help. Our county attorney, Jenny Haymond, has implemented the Rocket Docket program to expedite the judicial process. But that is only one piece of the puzzle. Our sheriff, Mike Cole, has drug dogs in a canine program as well as the HIDTA drug task force. Without a doubt, that also helps, but it's not enough. Our jailer, Steve Tussey, has implemented the Road to Recovery in an effort to decrease our recidivism rate, which is consistently more than 80%. Many in this community share the vision I have long discussed of getting more of our citizens into rehabilitation rather than incarceration, but we need more. Our coroner, Jimmy Cornelison, has told anyone who will listen how bad the drug epidemic is, and the increase in drug overdose deaths in our county is already 61 confirmed for 2021, compared to 33 in 2016. As the great philosopher, or at least my kind of philosopher, Dr. Seuss once said, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. I think that is true for our drug problem. We need every citizen to care about the problem a whole awful lot. For the past year, I've had the opportunity to represent Madison County at the state level, serving as president of a wonderful organization, the Kentucky Association of Counties. Being in this role has afforded me and Madison County with many opportunities to be at the forefront of decisions and work with our state legislative delegation. It has allowed me to have a voice for Madison County in Frankfort and talk about the unique challenges that we face. I don't have to tell this group that I have spent my 7 years in office screaming from the rooftops about how the drug epidemic has crippled our community. And I also promise you this, that there isn't a person in Frankfort who also hasn't heard my cry. My role with KACO gave Madison County a seat at the table to not only be one of the first to sign on to a multi-state opioid class action lawsuit, but it also gave me the opportunity to be there to negotiate for the opioid settlement. Over the course of the next several years, we will receive funds from that settlement to combat the drug epidemic through substance abuse treatment and prevention. But more importantly, that settlement sent a loud and clear message to drug manufacturers that we in Madison County will fight and not allow those actions to go unchecked. It has been the root of so many issues in Madison County. Our detention center overcrowding, the impact on our first responders, demand on our healthcare system, the impact on our workforce, and the fracture of homes and families. I have worked tirelessly to ensure Madison County gets its fair share of settlement funds, and I will continue to do so. But one thing that I'm most proud of as being president of KACO is our new partnership with my hometown university, EKU. In a time when we are all struggling to attract and retain talent, providing enhanced benefits is a critical part of each of our employee benefit packages. Last month, we announced every city and county employee in Kentucky is now eligible to receive significantly discounted tuition and a locked-in tuition rate in an agreement between EKU, KACO, and Kentucky League of Cities. Thank you, President McFadden, J.D. Cheney, and Jim Henderson, for your leadership and making this happen for the employees of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. It's easy to take on challenges when you have great partners like these, and we are not without challenges in our community. The financial struggle is no secret, Prior and throughout the pandemic, we are challenged with the inability to increase revenue streams to offset growing expenses. And unlike the federal budget, we are required by law to balance our budget annually, no matter how tough it gets. We have a revenue issue. Our ability to increase revenue to cover the rising expenses due to the drug epidemic, inflation, employee cost, and COVID is limited. We continue to have financial imbalances for reoccurring state-mandated expenses. And let's call a spade a spade. Our jail, both the size and the physical condition, is a financial drain on the county. Over the course of the next months, my administration will release a plan that does not, and I want to emphasize, does not involve a tax increase, to provide financial relief to the budget through the utilization of federal funds. We intend to use federal dollars as an opportunity to find solutions to our county's biggest challenges. Another long-awaited challenge is now in sight. Since 1992, Madison County has been working toward the destruction of the chemical weapons at the Bluegrass Army Depot. The amount of resources, jobs, infrastructure, and money that has been infused into Madison County as a result of CSEP is mind-blowing. I've said many times my desire for the CSEP program to leave a positive impact on our community when it's over. We now know that the ending is near because they've already destroyed 33% of the munitions. There are so many things that the county, our cities, and all of our institutions and community partners have had the ability to do as a result of CSEP funding. In the coming year, this will be a huge priority for me and my team, working alongside our other community partners and agencies and leaders to create a roadmap for a post-CSEP Madison County. We will focus on recruiting industry and finding ways to replace the loss of 1,400 high-paying jobs. Struggles have dominated the headlines in the past year, and I, like all of you, I am more than ready to focus on something else. And that focus for me is going to be the future of our great county. And the future is bright. Even with all the things that caused us to pause in 2020 and 2021, we have some pretty amazing work that's been done. And that includes economic development and the needed growth to put us in a financial position to take on the drug epidemic, jail overcrowding, and the expansion of broadband. While federal dollars is one way to address some of our challenges, revenue generation is another. Life may have slowed down during COVID, but our team pressed on the gas. Exactly a year ago, we made a huge announcement for Madison County when we announced that App Harvest would be building one of the world's largest sustainable greenhouses, bringing more than 300 jobs and over a $200 million investment, and also bringing educational opportunities to our local schools and our universities. In the past year, the 60-acre high-tech greenhouse has lived up to the plans of their investment. I realize many of you in this room today have not had the opportunity to see the investment firsthand. So here's a sneak peek that our team was able to capture last week. We couldn't be more proud to have App Harvest in our Madison County family. Our agriculture community is critical to our county, but we also must diversify our economy. That's why our continued work with the Central Kentucky Regional Airport is vital. Last month, you heard from President David McFadden talk about the importance and the priority of EKU's aviation program, the only one of its kind in the state. Our continued collaboration and partnership with the City of Richmond, the City of Berea, and EKU is a huge economic driver to our county. Did you know that aviation-related products are the #1 export for the Commonwealth of Kentucky? Therefore, we must continue to invest, grow, and cultivate the infrastructure at the airport. This is critical to recruit industry to Madison County. The airport is not the only thing that is critical to the growth and success of Madison County. I told you the past 2 years have taught me a lot. Crisis and COVID has unveiled a lot of vulnerabilities in our community. One of those that became extremely apparent was the lack of high-speed internet in some of the most rural areas of our county, and also even in some of the unincorporated areas of our county. Just as most of you in this room, I'm ecstatic to announce the creation of our broadband task force and that we will release our RFQ later this month to bring broadband to more Madison Countyans. Over the next several months, we will be working to identify partners to improve broadband delivery. Just as COVID was new to us all, so is the delivery of broadband to our entire county. This process could be long, but we are committed to the challenge and doing what is best for all Madison Countyans. And we don't shy away from hard things. One of the most important things I know about this administration and our community is that we don't quit. We won't quit trying to overcome challenges, just like we haven't quit trying to get a much-needed renovation done to our courthouse. As many of you may remember, the General Assembly authorized the Administrative Office of the Courts to fund a critically needed courthouse renovation project. We worked diligently with Judge Logue to address the safety and security for judges, lawyers, citizens, and inmates, accessibility for citizens, and efficiency measures that would greatly improve maintenance costs. In June of 2020, the AOC informed me that due to cuts during COVID-19, they would not have the money in the budget to fund the project, as was outlined in the budget bill. The project was halted. And fortunately for us, we don't quit. And we definitely don't take no for an answer. Fortunately for us, our legislative leadership listens. With the help of Senator Jared Carpenter and our state representative Deanna Frazier, we were able to secure a direct appropriation in the state budget for more than $12 million renovation. Many of you have asked, what are you all going to do with the Chase Bank building? Well, now I'm pleased to announce that all along the purchase of that building has been to serve as the temporary location for the court system during the construction. In addition, all renovations and lease payments will be paid for by the AOC, meaning there are no local tax dollars being utilized. And I'm very happy to announce today we finally kicked off the courthouse renovation project with our first project meeting earlier this week. And the project is slated to be complete in the fall of 2023. We are so excited and grateful to be able to maintain the beautiful history of one of the oldest historic treasures in our county, while providing judges and citizens the safety and security both required and deserved. Take a look at what the future of the Madison County Courthouse will look like. Going forward, sustainable funding for county programs and services remains a challenge, but also a focus. We are up to this challenge as long as we remain cautious in spending. Since I first took office, fiscal responsibility and prudent budget practices have been a priority. We have been able to save millions of dollars by creating operational efficiencies and improving processes. But now we are lean. Our processes are tight. We have become innovative, but we have to find a way to generate revenue or get funding to cover the rising costs. At the county, we are a glass half full kind of administration. And while we know the past 2 years have brought more challenges than we want to admit, it also has given us mechanisms to find solutions to the biggest challenges facing our county. The drug epidemic, which has caused overcrowding in our jail, access to broadband and economic development to grow the number of jobs and replace those being lost by CSEP. We are hopeful and we are resilient. In times like these, our mission of building a better Madison County has never been more important. As you can see, we have many things to do on our to-do list, and it takes a village to make things happen. Our employees are our greatest asset, and I could talk for a week about all of their accomplishments, but I know you all wouldn't want to listen to me for that long. To each of my colleagues, I'm amazed and I am thankful for everything you do every day, for how you do your work, for how innovative you are, and for how deeply you care for our community. You inspire me every day, and from the deepest part of my heart, I thank you all. I have several members of our county team here today. Would you all please stand and be recognized? That means stand up. Thank you all so much for your leadership. My friend and colleague Kenny Barger taught me, do you want people that nobody wants, or do you want people that everybody wants? Well, I know I have a team that everybody wants, and I am so proud to serve alongside each of you. It is hard to do this job without your family supporting you. They always say behind every good man is a great woman. And well, you all know that is true for me. I want to thank the ladies in my life, my wife, Kelly, my mom, and my daughters, Catherine and Natalie. A lot of you all know what they put up with from me is more than most deal with in a lifetime. And I love you all so much. Madison County has a proud past and a promising future. And I'm excited to continue to lead our county. When I first decided to run for judge, I told all of you I felt called to do so. I wanted to improve Madison County and make it a better place for my family and yours. I want to close today by just sharing a story and maybe a little challenge to this group. A friend of mine gave me this coin several years ago, and I'm so grateful for this coin because it's a reminder as I walk the halls of the courthouse, as I get up every morning. But this coin clangs on my pocket knife and is a reminder every day why I feel like God put me in this position. And this coin just has a wonderful meaning to me, and I hope it has a wonderful meaning to you. And it's a simple message, and all it says is service above self. And many of my Rotary friends in this building are going to understand what this coin means and says. But when he gave this to me, this needed to be my reminder of why I'm in the office. And I commit to you all here today and every day that this is the way that I will always run this administration, is putting service above self. And I know that because on the back it gives you a 4-way test. And it says, of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And I challenge each one in this room today, what is the coin that you're going to carry in your pocket? We live in a society that's sort of the opposite of that. It's self above service. And we need to have more of an emphasis on service above self so that we can change the direction that our community and our country and our world is going in. So I challenge each one of you today to find your coin. Find that thing in your life that is that reminder of being good to your neighbor, being good to a stranger, doing the things that Chris and Gracie Hager did. I ran for office because I truly felt that I had been called to service. My family and I prayed long and hard. We've done the same thing this past year. I feel God is not done with me as your Madison County Judge Executive. I can say that after 7 years in office that my talents and my faith have been put to the test many times. But I also know that my experience and dedication to this community make me qualified to lead for another 4 years. That being said, I am all in for another term as your Madison County Judge Executive. It has been such an honor and a privilege to serve my community. And I know we aren't done yet. I look forward to letting our light shine for another 4 years and continuing to put service above self and keep building a better Madison County. God bless you. Thank you.